At one time, the NCAA field hockey coaching sideline was exclusively a female domain. Over the last decade, however, there have been more and more coaches taking positions as head or assistant coaches at U.S. colleges. By 2008, 8 out of the 76 Division I NCAA Division I field hockey teams had male head coaches. Many more have hired male assistants. This trend has even filtered down to the NCAA Division II and Division III levels. But it wasn't always that way. As a matter of fact, for most of the last 25 years, the only male coach in NCAA Division I field hockey was Jeff Woods at Radford University. But like his female counterparts, his background in the game came more from playing than coaching.
Right. Well, I was playing hockey, primarily on the East Coast with East Coast squad with the men's development. We had East and a West Coast squads, and I was on the East Coast. So I played with a lot of these guys here. Played with Phil at Albany, played with Steve at American. So we all played together. We were part of the movement at that time of men's hockey.
But when Steve Jennings was able to parlay his American University job into a job with the U.S. Senior Women's National Team, the floodgates opened up for male coaches in the United States.
A lot of people have been involved for a very long time, been very passionate about the sport, and been able to earn their way into different spots. So I also think on the side of that, the men that have been coming through have done a good job, have been very reliable and great for the game, and I think that that's allowed other opportunities to exist for men in hockey. But I don't know what the initial route is, except that the game's a tremendous game, and I think people love playing it, people love being involved with it, and it's something that you definitely catch if you get involved with the sport.
I don't know if it's easier now than before. I certainly found it tough putting my resume in early on. When I came down to the States, found I didn't get interviews or a lot of response to when I put my name in for a job. But I think now I'm seeing it a little bit more. I'm looking at it and thinking a big part of it is experience. And I think at that time, to be honest, I'd been a head coach up at a college in Canada, and I played internationally and coached internationally, but I hadn't had head coaching. I hadn't had a lot of coaching experience here in the NCAA, and I think the NCAA programs are quite unique. I think they're quite different. So, tough to compare. I certainly think that once males have a good track record of success and running good programs academically, athletically, then I think it's going to become easier, certainly.
The influx of men has also brought an influx of new ideas. Everything from positive coaching, changes in fitness and diet, and even the introduction of technology in coaching and playing.
I do think that the technologies that exist right now with the game breaker programs and the video editing software allows you to break down game film in a way that you never could before. So even when I was on the national team, we had to watch from start to finish the match, and that is not conducive towards really growing sophisticated tactics or understandings about the game. So I think that software, more than anything else, has allowed people to become better coaches, and clearly with the vision that U.S. Field Hockey has with sort of coaching certification projects and the distribution of knowledge from the top end, I think that's helped build coaching bases throughout genders in the country.
I think the challenges are the same whether you're a female or a male. You know, they're looking for experience, they're looking for an understanding of the game. They're looking for a person that can lead the team to success. I think the challenges have always been there. Steve, certainly with his success, Steve Jennings here at American University has opened a few doors, I think, for other male coaches, and started to change the mentality around that. But I think it's always challenging for anyone to get a head coaching job. There's so few.
I think it differs with the sport. You know, you look at women's volleyball, women's soccer, you know, women's field hockey, and you can. I think some sports have been more accepting. We're just starting to get more and more recently. But compared to like a women's soccer that has over 300 Division I teams, we have 80. You know, so we're getting more, but it takes time.
But the ultimate question is, will this influx of male coaches lead to greater participation among men? Will there eventually be boys and men's varsity field hockey teams at American schools?
Varsity. I think, well, there's some varsity up in Canada on the West Coast. I think it needs to start at the high schools. I think it needs to start there because the collegiate programs have Title IX equity arrangements that they have to meet, and it's just men's programs have been cut. So it's going to be tough to add a varsity sport at that level until there's enough of a groundswell of support and participation at the high school level. So I think it's got to be high school. Geographically, you'd think that in California it has a good chance because the men's programs out there. You'd think in the Northeast it has a good chance because there's a lot of expatriates from Europe, from overseas who settle there, and so their kids may get interested in playing. I think all it takes is a few good coaches at a high school level with good energy to get programs going, and then I think it's got a real chance.
The challenge for us is trying to create more club opportunities in New York City and in other areas to try to give guys an opportunity to play in those areas so they can compete against other guys, because that's eventually going to prep them better, hopefully, for playing internationally and joining the national team programs.
It's not known whether this influx of male coaches in the United States is going to lead to varsity men's field hockey in the United States, but these coaches appear to be man enough to try it. For topofthecircle.com, this is Al Matei in College Park, Maryland.